Hey listener, quick content warning for this episode. There is a sexual assault and an instance of kidnapping. If these things are going to be difficult for you to listen to, just go ahead and skip this one. There's still a couple episodes of Battlestar Galactica. We'll catch up later.
Hello and welcome to Who Are You? We're a reasonably well-done sci-fi watchcast by a couple of former strangers who are now friends and finishing up 2004's Battlestar Galactica. I'm Laura.
And I'm Xhafer.
And today we have another friend.
We do. Hi, Kristin.
Hey, y'all. Thanks for having me back. I'm so excited to talk about this episode with you guys.
You picked this one a while ago. This was like the one you wanted.
It is definitely the one I wanted. And my first time through Battlestar was only like a year and a half ago. So I basically finished up my first watch through just in time to restart with you guys. And This one hit me so much in the feels that as soon as I realized you were going to have guests again, I messaged Xhafer right away and I was like, this is the one I want. Can you please hold it for me? And
Yeah.
yeah.
Always.
For sure.
Yeah, it was pretty easy to see why you wanted this one.
Yeah? Because of the kidnapping? You're going to cut that out, right?
Nope, that's staying. I'm sorry.
That stays. Jokes during the content warning get cut. Jokes after the content warning are fair game. Those be the rules.
Yeah.
I did have to break out my 99-page PDF of all of the music from the whole series just to prep for this episode. You can't see it yet, Laura, but very soon I will share it with you.
Okay.
There is I mean, it's published by Hal Leonard. It's Bear's own arrangements of all of the music for solo piano. So I am
That's
totally
cool.
thinking about how I can program this particular one with the sonata on a faculty recital at some point. I don't know.
I would
We'll see.
love that. I want to see that. Yeah. So this is like a full piece in the PDF?
Yeah, and actually on the soundtrack, all of the little bits that he writes are compiled into one full-on piece, and it has a beginning, a minute, middle, and an end, and the very end is the very end of the episode where he's running around in the fantasy. I mean, not to jump ahead for anybody, but there are 3 tracks that are on that out of tune piano in the bar, and they are all there. It's really, really beautiful. You're gonna love being able to deep dive because you've already been doing that with other seasons, right? With the music.
Yeah. So actually, when I took my comprehensive exams in June of this year, I was allowed to download music and listen to it. We weren't allowed to have internet access, but they did allow us to download some music on our phones and have it in airplane mode and play our music. And so I had the season soundtracks for the seasons I have seen on there, but I'm specifically avoiding the soundtrack for, anything I hadn't fully seen yet, just in case there's like a spoiler title of a piece.
Oh, there's totally some spoiler titles, but
Yeah.
I'm glad it was a good
also,
instinct.
like, if you had heard this track, this whole episode would have been spoiled for you because you would have instantly known, like, what is this thing? Oh, this thing is becoming another thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
I was
I'm
like,
glad
there
it was a good
couldn't
call.
be that many spoilery titles in the songs that are left. So I just pulled up the soundtrack while we were talking for season 4. Oh, wow.
Thou shalt not look at spoily titles. You've been
Yeah.
so good, Laura. And we've all been so
Been so
good.
good.
We've all been like hanging it up in Spoiler Town to try to keep it away from you.
Love it. You guys have done such a great job. It is insane that I could get through this 20-year-old show without having been exposed to spoilers before or getting exposed to spoilers during. It has been amazing.
The during is honestly like I can't believe that just between like your algorithm and everything, like knowing that I am searching about Battlestar Galactica stuff and reading lots of stuff online about Battlestar Galactica, knowing that the algorithm knows that we're interacting, like
Yeah.
wild to me.
I did make a big social media pullback in general, and so I think my algorithm doesn't quite know what to do with me anymore, which is fine. Like, let's just leave
Yeah.
it that way for a couple more weeks.
All right. Well, Kristen, as is our way here, you've been on before, so we've asked you, who are you? But now, like Mr. Morden, we get to ask, what do you want?
You still haven't answered my question, Ambassador. What do you want?
Well, what do you mean, what do I want?
What do you want?
You really want to know what I want? You really want to know the truth?
I wanna really wanna zig ah.
Does that answer your question?
Wow. I mean, I want so many things. I want a reasonable government for our country. I want world
Bless
peace for
them.
everyone. I want all arts organizations to be fully funded and able to
Amen.
produce all of their works for free for anyone who wants to come. I want a reasonable tax structure for everyone. I mean, like, the list goes on.
I know.
Yeah.
And the podcast is silent after that.
I just don't. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how to help with these things anymore. I thought that we were going to
Vote.
do better.
Everyone,
Yes.
Yeah.
please vote.
That's true. Tomorrow we have some state questions I'm going to go vote on. We have, I think mostly the runoff primary stuff is all on the Republican side, which I'm not allowed to vote on. But yeah, I'm going to do the state questions for sure. And they're important. State runoffs, primary runoffs, state questions, local elections, all very important.
Yeah. I got to
Your
vote in my
vote will-
primary right before we left for Vegas.
That's awesome. I also was able to do that right after I got home from Italy.
Good.
For anybody who doesn't live in the Discord, I spent the last 6 weeks conducting opera in Italy. So I'm firmly home back in Wisconsin now. I'm really excited to
Yeah.
talk about this
Yeah.
musical episode.
Yeah, we should probably get into it. We got season 4, episode 17, Someone to Watch Over Me. We open at the piano at Joe's bar being played. As the morning wake-up call goes, Starbees sees her charred corpse from Earth in her reflection. We get that image a number of times throughout this episode.
Yeah.
And right away, the music starts playing. And that's why I picked this episode, duh. Right away, we know it's going to be a big deal because it's solo piano. And there is almost nothing in the entire catalog of this whole show that is only one instrument, much less a solo piano. It's also, for any music nerds, in the key of D minor, which we know is the key of all things important,
Yes.
all things deep and serious and life-changing and all about things beyond this realm, which is also what this episode ends up being about.
Yeah. Yeah. Is the fleeting piano of Cylon bullshit just piano? I'm blanking on that now.
I don't think it is. I think it's a piano.
have
and,
some
and
stuff
I think
under
some
it?
Strings. I think there's some strings attached to it, but I'd have to go back and listen to.
It's the bass ship music.
The
It's
season
that
3.
that's
Yeah.
bass ship stuff that kept happening. Yeah. But yeah, I don't remember if it's really solo or not. It's clearly the featured instrument, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Kira runs a CAG briefing. It's the same as last week. Habitable planet hunts and then patrols. They have a prize for the person who finds their new home. The last paste of Toron toothpaste in existence.
Oh, a tube of toothpaste is the ultimate prize. Like, that's
Yeah.
where we're at.
And she says some of y'all really need it. I love that. I also love how this scene was cut together with
Yeah.
multiple times that Starbuck has gone through this speech, and we see her in the locker room. We see her in a bunch of different outfits and a bunch of different hairdos. Like, clearly this is every briefing is this. She says the exact same words. And I was really hitting the feels right away when she's also got the cigarette lighter and holding it underneath her hand just to try to feel something or to try to get her strength up or whatever that was about. But I was like, oh my God, this is going to be a really rough one.
Yeah.
It is. She notes that the mutiny has reduced the pilot corps so that Raptors are now flying solo instead of having 2 or 3 people. When we started the show, they were all crewed by 3 people. By the end of New Caprica, they were all crewed by 2 people, and now they're down to 1.
I had noticed the 2. I hadn't noticed that we originally started with crews of 3. That's interesting.
You had the pilot, co-pilot, and then you had someone manning the scanner and back.
Now the pilot's trying to do all of it.
Yep.
Seems not great. Less than ideal.
Yeah. She tells them to jacket as little as possible. Conserve that oxygen.
You need your O2. Yep.
You're gone for 6 days looking for planets, jumping around, so. We cut over to Adama's office where Tyrell tells us Galactica only has a few jumps left.
Yeah, so the goo's not cutting it, I guess?
The goo is giving them these couple of jumps.
Oof. So the goo was not like we can do this.
The goo is a Band-Aid. Yeah.
Okay. I was hoping we'd get more out of it since it was going to harden.
Well, we won't know how much we get out of it. He tells us that. This is going to work by D&D Tavern Shady Corner rules. There will be exactly enough corners for every interested party. There will be exactly as many jumps as the plot needs it to have.
Right.
So, whatever that number is. A 6 named Sonia is here as well.
Have we seen her before?
Probably.
Unclear?
Yeah.
There's a handful of unnamed 6s that are in relative leadership positions that we've seen over the course of the show. This could be the same 6 that was on the base star running things that we never got a name for that wasn't Caprica.
Yeah. As far as we know, this is the first time she's been named as Sonia.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's going to be the Cylon representative to the Quorum of Ship's Captains, which is a thing that Lee mentioned doing a couple episodes ago and is now formed. It's instead of the Quorum of 12, since they all be dead.
Yeah. Rosalind is a little shaky throughout this.
Yeah.
Watching this happen. But Sonia wants, for their first request, I guess, that Boomer be released into their custody. And basically because they want to execute Boomer themselves. Yes?
Yes. Yeah. Originally, they're like, oh, we're going to ask for you guys to turn us over Boomer. And Tom was all like, she shot me. And it's all like, oh, no. No, we're going to try her for treason.
Yeah.
It's like,
But notable because it isn't actually because she shot Adama. It's because she sided with Cavill in the Cylon Civil War. But, you know.
Yes. The thing that means more to them, right?
I mean, at the time, they were very in support of her shooting Adama. So.
Yeah. I don't know. I was envisioning if this played out, if Boomer actually landed in their hands, that it would be perhaps a conciliatory gesture to mention the shooting of Adama. Even if, she just tried to throw it back in their face and be like, well, that was because you wanted me to, bitches. But to tack that into the trial and, it could, feelings about capital punishment aside, it could have been like a bridge building moment for them to try Boomer and find her guilty, including these things. But we're not going to get it.
Well, I mean, there's 3 episodes of this show left. Did you think they were going to get another trial in?
Yeah. Well, we need Romo Lampkin. He could have been her defense attorney. Come on.
Well, there's hope for Romo Lampkin making one last appearance.
Yeah.
We'll see. We got a
in
couple
3
episodes.
Okay. Yeah. It seems weird for him to just go out on, what was he doing? Dragging Anders to the med bay?
Yeah.
Be weird.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And like you mentioned, it's very clear that they're going to kill her.
Looks like
Capital punishment.
back on the menu, boys.
A survivor count, 39,556. It's the same as last episode. No changes.
For now.
That changes this episode. The ship buckles a little and the power flickers before we get to Coddle telling us about Anders' strange brain waves. Ooh.
He's beeping and a waving.
Yeah, he's not conscious in any meaningful way, though. He's not technically brain dead, but Coddle seems to think he's just Cylon brain dead, probably.
His eyes are open.
Yeah.
I love how he tells Ellen off too. Like he says what everyone else is thinking, which is like, here you are thinking that there is some hope to be had, but you just need to like take all your woo-woo stuff and get out of here.
Yeah, they're like chatting. They're like, maybe his brain is rebooting. Maybe we can do the hybrid thing. Like there's all this stuff that they're just going back and forth on what the possibilities are. And Kyle's just like, get the fuck out of here.
I did think that was helpful for the audience, though, to like go through all the possibilities of like what they aren't going to do to Anders in the last 3 episodes they have left of the show.
Yeah.
Also, his name is Coddle, not Coddle. Like he is not going to help them deal with their fifis.
That's true. That's true. I wonder, though, like, how does Coddle think he knows more about Cylon biology than the Cylons? I guess probably because he was watching the last episode and saw all their bullshit about reproduction and not understanding it, I guess.
They don't have a great understanding of science. They also got plagued. Like, Coddle's... And, I mean, he also was the doctor on New Caprica for them, right?
That's true.
So, like, he's seen some shit at this point.
Where is Simon? Where was Simon when all the doctoring was happening on New Caprica? I thought he was supposed to be into that shit.
He's a creepy doctor. You don't want him around.
He is a creepy doctor.
He is
I'm not
the
into
worst
it.
OBGYN in the universe. Hands down. Don't even have to question. Anyways, Coddle, after he tells him to leave, tells Starbuck to, like, get out and live life. Like, you need to go and do stuff. You can't just be sitting here all day. And when his status changes, you will be the first person to know.
Okay, I was thinking this was really harsh, but also I guess the intro kind of set up for us that we've been doing something for a while now. Like we've been looking
It's been
for
weeks
planets.
on weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay. I will accept that. If it's a
Yeah.
day in between, that's a little weird, Coddle.
We cut over to Joe's, where Slick, that's this character's name, if you didn't. I don't think
I
they
didn't
say
catch it.
I don't think they say it in the episode. I got it from the wiki.
Mm-hmm.
Slick works on composing, much to Kara's chagrin.
There's this wonderful quote banter that they have, and she says, when did music stop one missile? And it reminded me of this really amazing quote from Leonard Bernstein, one of America's most important conductors, and I mean just musicians and educators in general, and where he very famously said, "This will be our reply to violence, to make music more intensely, more beautifully, more devotedly than ever before." And this first conversation sets up the whole dialogue that they're going to keep having for the rest of the episode about why music is so important. And as we start finding out more about her relationship with her father and his music, we get some more windows into her. But in general, I love that they managed to write an entire sci-fi episode that's really an exploration of the power of music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tyrell is working in season 8, and he remembers every ironic thing he said when he wasn't aware he was a Cylon as part of their relationship and the afterwards bit to Boomer. He just like runs through his head all the time. He's like, I don't know, you're a machine. You have programmed feelings. How can you know you love me? All of that shit.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And in the background is all this emo music. I'm probably going to say that kind of stuff a lot this episode. So just like fast forward through me, listeners, if you get bored of Kristin talking about her feelings and music. But he can deny all he wants because the music is telling the truth about what he's actually experiencing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He does snap out of it because of a power outage, right?
Yeah, there's lots of those this episode.
We had Six's paint and goo last episode, and this episode we've got bad things happening to ship all the time.
Yes. Kara goes to Hilo and Athena's as he is gone and gathered all of her personal effects that were auctioned off.
Yeah, I thought this was a fun bit of world building business. I hadn't thought about where people's stuff goes when they die in this universe, really.
Yeah.
It doesn't go away. We only have finite stuff. So
Yeah.
there's a
estate sales
estate
it is.
sale. Yeah. But he got it all back, but she doesn't want it. She keeps a single cassette tape, and Hera gives her a picture of stars.
Did you track what it was?
I didn't catch the name on it, actually. Do you want to tell me? Can we tell me? It's
We
not
can
spoilers.
We can tell, right?
Yeah.
Did it have the first name on there?
Yes. It had both
Okay.
names on there.
Oh, well, it had something about Thrace. So I
Yes.
figured it was her dad's music
Yes.
because we knew.
Okay. Well, so then
her-
you did track what it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just
it's her
didn't
dad's
catch
music.
anything else about it, really.
I only wrote down a joke about it being the demo tape for Kara Thrace and her Special Destiny. But I didn't want to ruin the moment there. Tyrell goes to see Boomer. She says that she's fucked up. A lot.
The lie detector determined you're telling the truth.
We should all feel very worried here. That's what I wrote down first. Was like I was not into this. I don't have a redemption arc for Boomer really that doesn't involve going to the other Cylons for a little bridge building. Like I was very skeezed out by the whole scene, and then we do this like touchy glass thing where we're gonna do a
Yeah.
little projection.
Yeah, they when they touch, Galen is transported to Boomer's mind palace slash dreamscape slash throne world slash whatever we called these. I think mind palace.
Yeah, we did Mind Palace a lot.
Galen is not okay with this.
Yeah, so my understanding was this is a house they talked about building on Pycon or having on Pycon together.
Yes.
But they weren't together before the everything. So this is a theoretical.
They were together before the genocide and the diaspora.
Oh, they were?
Yeah.
Did
They were both serving on Galactica.
Okay, but they didn't have a home together.
No.
Yeah. This freaks him out, and he should stay freaked out, you dumb dummy.
Listeners, I should just say that Laura's screen name tonight is Tyrell is a thicky dum dum.
It's because he
It is. Because he is. Kara checks in with Slick's composition status, and it's starting to come together. And then we get the final four again. Sorry, Anders. The fuck around four again, I should say. Discussing the pending trial of Boomer. Where this is where they acknowledge that she gonna die.
Yeah. Ellen specifically says she is not going to weigh in. Like, it seems like they want her to have some sort of definitive voice in this. And she says, nope, I'm not going to make myself a god, but I will testify on her behalf and talk about how she liberated me from Cavil's clutches. But that's it.
I thought this was really interesting because we've seen a lot of the humans sort of cowing to the Cylons because we need their stuff, right? We need their technology. We need their goo to fix Galactica. This is one of the only times we see that the Cylons are actually contributing something to this partnership other than like they need to know where Earth is or whatever. Like I just have felt up until right now that the partnership was so lopsided. And this decision of Ellen and then everybody else as well, not to try to interfere with the trial, to actually have a trial and to do something with human style justice, was like, well, okay, maybe we are going to try to work together in a more equal kind of way.
It was very hopeful for a minute.
Yep.
But Tyrell's going to go back and visit Boomer, so...
Yeah. Well, before he does, did you notice what they were drinking at the aforementioned Cylon McLaughlin group?
Did they have more brown booze?
No. They
Oh.
had green booze. They had
Oh.
algae green booze.
Fluorescent.
There it is.
Yep.
There's our algae booze.
Yeah. I just wanted to bring that up for Elliot.
Beautiful.
Tyrell and Boomer talk more about her mind palace, and when he goes back in, he eventually sees age markers on the wall, donating height and years.
Mm-hmm.
And then goes to meet their virtual daughter.
Yeah.
Okay.
I found it sweet, but also so disturbing because it was so sweet. For any musicians keeping track, Boomer and Tyrell's love theme is a fragmented version of Rosalind Adama, which, I'm sorry, bear me no likey this. Do not corrupt Mama and Daddy's love theme with whatever the heck this is.
I do love Mommy and Daddy's love theme, I will admit it.
So when you go back and listen, what you hear is that the long phrase that's made up of 8 notes is only made up of 3 notes plus 3 notes plus 2 notes. It's the same notes, but it's broken up into these little groups. I don't know if he did that on purpose. I mean, most musicians do things
Surely.
like that on purpose, but
Yeah.
because it was so clever and I heard it and then I was just like, oh no, you didn't. You did not ruin Mommy and Daddy's theme for this.
Yeah, but I mean, we've got to start laying that like groundwork that we shouldn't trust this. And that is just such a great subliminal way to make people feel unsettled with this thing that is very creepy. Like,
Yeah.
she's vividly imagined their child in all this time when Tyrell was probably pretty upset at her still. She's been having these vivid ideas about their life anyway. It's kind of creepy, right?
It's super
For
creepy.
sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you would think that something like this Mind Palace involves consent. And I guess
Yeah.
by the second time he's gone, he's consented, and then he acts like he's having a good time while he's in there.
Yeah.
They keep cutting back to him in the real world, you know, laughing and crying with joy, and just like, oh, dude, this is not going to end well.
No, it's
Nope.
not. We shouldn't. Projection is always kind of unsettling, I think, but there have been some that have been a little more useful, like to the participants than others. This is not good.
And I mean, even like later in the episode when Galen goes to Rosalind to be all like, hey, don't send Boomer over, she's immediately just like, the fact that you're here saying that
Means
tells
she
me
gotta
I
go.
need to fucking do it.
It
Because
needs to be
there's-
right now.
They be scheming and I ain't having it.
Yep.
What'd she say? The very image of deceit or something? Like,
It was
It's-
something strongly worded. Yes.
yeah. Anyways, back to Slick and Kara. He starts noodling. And then this turns into a Daniel Thresher video
Stano, you can't keep rehashing music that's already been written.
as Kara tells him all about, one, her musical knowledge, but also about her past in learning piano from her dad.
Yeah, this is where I put my tinfoil hat on and I was like, he is her dad. Boom.
I mean, I wouldn't
Can
get too
neither
attached to
confirm
any
or
theories.
deny.
Yeah, wait. I said maybe.
Well, so I turned to Aaron and I was like, okay, here's my tinfoil hat. He is her dad. And then I was like, I don't know. This guy is also kind of like, he's got that kind of dirty dude Leoben vibes also.
Right. There's
Yeah.
some Leoben vibes. Did you look into this actor at all?
I did not. I'm not Googling nothing.
Okay.
That's smart. He's got an interesting career. I also will
Yeah.
just note really quick, Xhafer, before you talk about
Yeah.
his career, he was actually playing
Oh, okay. We have an actual pianist.
all the right notes all the time. But no, he was really playing because there were 2 panning shots that started on his hands and then panned out, and it was really him and he was really playing.
Yeah.
I usually hate music in shows where they've hired actors who have absolutely no clue what they're doing. But this dude had at least enough of a clue to play those passages.
God, I see so much wrong guitar playing in media. It drives me wild. Almost as much as wrong sword fighting in movies drives me wild, but that one is just a foregone conclusion.
Yeah.
Actors can be reasonably expected to be a musician sometimes.
They are
Actual
often
sword
not a
fighting
stunt
is not
person.
dramatic.
Yeah.
Well, it's just that a sword fight shouldn't last more than 15 to 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Oh, Starbuck sees.
Oh,
like,
she has the dream. Yeah, she's got
Yeah.
the dream where she's a kid playing on the upright as a child. But also it's her burnt corpse again.
Yep. Surprise.
So everybody, this is definitely an entry on Bear McCreary's blog that I recommend reading. Laura, not till you're done with the show. But
Of
it
course.
is super interesting all that they had to go through to take a brand new upright piano and make it look like a piece of crap. There's a huge amount of detail on his blog about everything they had to do, and then also how they decided not to tune it after they had beaten the crap out of it. Of course, it's all out of tune, and then he decided he liked the sound and that it would be a really unique sound only for this episode. So that's what. So you won't hear any other out of tune piano the rest of the soundtrack.
That's amazing.
How? Because there's live performances of most of this stuff because Bear McCreary did that big concert after the show.
Right.
Did they just not use any of the pieces from this? Because you couldn't... Getting a piano exactly as out of tune as another piano is
I haven't heard all
that's
of that.
harder. That's harder than tuning a piano, right? Like, that's insane. Like, to get it... I mean, maybe it's just close enough, or maybe they wrote the frequencies of every string down and just made it happen. I don't know how else you do it.
have to watch
There's
that
an
concert.
entry about they sampled the entire piano.
Okay.
And so it becomes its own sound world.
Yeah, he's playing a keyboard.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. Okay. I've reconciled my memory with reality.
I'm glad
Important.
that one of us could do that.
It's important to try that. Give that a go every once in a while. I highly recommend it to everyone. Yeah, just full stop, everyone. So she grabs her dog tags after waking up in the middle of the night, and she goes to talk to Slick, and he gets the whole story. I don't think anyone else has gotten the whole story except for Leoben.
Yeah. Yeah, Leoben was there, so he knows it.
Yeah.
But it does not seem like we've thought to talk to our bestie Lee or Daddy Adama or anybody. She's upset that she's feeling completely lost, but
Yeah.
possibly Dad says maybe she's right where she needs to be.
Yeah. After this is we get the scene with Tyrell and the president that we already talked about, where he asks her not to sign the transfer order, and then she stares him in the eyes as she signs it.
You're dismissed.
Yeah.
She's right though, man. She's so right. Sometimes I know people have feelings about things that Rosalind does, but sometimes she's super right.
This is the time where she is very correct. But Tyrell is pissed and is going to be doing something that we see in a little bit before Kara and Slick talk about both daddy issues and being daddy issues.
Yeah. She asks about his wife leaving, and he's like, well, how did you know she left me? She's like, duh. He says, well, she wanted me to make real money and stop playing the piano, and I couldn't do that. And Starbuck is like, you're just like my dad. And she chews him out over those feelings. So my next note is just Tyrell, you bastard.
Yeah. So we see the chief, before we got the scene where it was kind of ambiguous what was going on. And we saw
Some
the
lights
chief
go
grab a
out.
wrench. Yeah. But now we know what exactly he had done, which was he had knocked out another Sharon and has replaced the one in the cell. Yep.
Not cool, man. Not cool.
We cut back to Kara and Slick, where she starts trying to remember the song that her dad taught her and only manages the first couple of notes, but you can tell when you hear those notes, you feel something deep in your soul and you know what's about to happen.
Yeah, this song makes her happy and sad. She knows that. She remembers that. But she can't remember, and then he left her forever, and she's just very sad. And even though he keeps trying to place her hands on the keys, she's like, no, you just play. I can't do it.
We see Boomer running into Athena. Boomer knocks her out and trades places with Athena now. Hilo comes in. He makes a pass at who he thinks is his wife. And we see Athena tied up in a stall, and she has to watch that terribleness.
Yeah.
The
I
shooting of
hated
this
this.
scene was so much a part of why we're all ready to vomit, because all the different angles of, just her, the blood coming out of her nose, and then her looking the other direction, and it's all out of focus, but the sounds are not out of focus. I mean, they clearly thought through this whole sequence with as much detail as you would have to. Ugh.
Yeah. And it's just kind of sad that we have seen multiple Cylons immediately clock that this is Boomer, and yet Hilo cannot do it. We just don't know why. It seems to be a supernatural thing for
the Cylons to be able to identify each other. I mean, even the chief wasn't able to do it until he knew he was a Cylon.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Did we ever
We've
see
had
him?
times with him get confused before, yeah.
Okay. Dang. You feel bad
Yep.
for Hilo then, though, because we've seen these other characters do it, and he just gets so easily duped, and you just feel kind of bad for the guy.
Yes. It sucks. It's just like, Hilo, no. Like, you don't know what you're doing, clearly. Like, you're not at fault in any way here.
Right.
And you're just like, you just want it to stop, and you just want it to be over. I was immensely uncomfortable.
Yes. Yes. We get another, sad Cylon McLaughlin group as Saul, Tori, and Ellen are all drinking.
Yep.
I don't know if they say anything important. I just noted they're drinking.
They're drinking, and while they're drinking, we see Kara at the piano trying to remember her dad's song. She starts to write it out and lay it out, and she realizes that Hera had written it out in her
Yes.
drawing of the stars that she gave her earlier in the episode.
Yeah. I clocked these as, Chekhov's stars, and I was like,
Yeah.
I was thinking, because we'd had all that lead up to, we're looking for a new planet. We need to find one, that somehow these stars are going to lead us to the planet. I didn't think of it as music notes. I guess the stars still could lead us to a planet somehow. We have 3 episodes left. Maybe I'm not totally wrong.
There's going to be stuff. There will be plot events that happen in the next 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Some of them you may like.
Yeah.
Others you probably won't.
Non-noobs, we will
No.
see you in Spoiler Town to discuss this very last 30 seconds of this episode.
Cool.
Yep. But yeah, so she takes the drawing and overlays it on music staff, and ta-da! And they start playing, and the fuck around 4 all turn around like, what the actual fuck is happening right now? As it very apparently is all along the watchtower once again.
Yeah. It came back.
I'm going to interject something from Bear's blog here because apparently they filmed all of the stuff in Joe's bar at the middle towards the end of the shooting schedule.
Okay.
And as they were sort of cleaning up from the night and everyone is leaving the set, he sits at the piano, and the day before they had done the filming, he had sat there and sort of improvised some stuff and the things that actually then became the sonata, and then some other tracks that he was forming ideas about for the other scenes of the episode that had yet to be shot. So when he actually played this improvisation and then and then he starts just grinding out Watchtower, and literally the whole cast starts coming back to the set and just gathering around, and there's accounts of them being in tears and just so moved because they've been working on the show for so long, and they all understand the significance of the song, and oh my God, this is actually what it is. So the scene that we see in the episode is actually a mirror of something that had happened the night before on the set with everybody.
Yeah.
That's real cool, yeah. They ask her how she knows it. She says she learned it from her dad.
Yeah.
And
interesting.
that's more questions than answers.
I have some theories we can talk about at the end, but yeah.
Okay.
Well, the last time that we heard solo piano in this show was in Valley of Darkness episode, which is when Kara and Hilo went to Caprica and listened to the tapes of Kara's father playing. That's the only other time we've had solo piano.
Yeah. Okay. I forgot about those tapes too. Kind of wish I had filed something away about that, but
Boomer tries to get the chief to leave with her, but he doesn't. Athena makes it to the CAG briefing in time to alert CIC about what is going on. But Boomer is going to go regardless. She even starts spooling up FTL, which, given her proximity being inside the landing pods, would be disastrous to the ship. You can't jump that close. I feel like we've seen ships jump super close to Galactica before, though, when it wasn't a plot point. When they weren't bringing it up, I feel like we've seen Raptors not be as far as this Raptor is when it jumps, and it was fine.
Yeah.
And not a plot point, but I understand what they need to do here, so I'm not fighting it.
Yeah.
But
well, Galactica is falling apart now. They've said it over and over and over.
Yeah. It could have been fine earlier, but is not fine now. That's reasonable.
Yes.
So they start retracting the pods so that she can't get away. She zooms out of there, clips the wing of the Raptor on the way out, and causes her to be very unstable as she jumps. And when she does jump, we see the implosion on the side of the ship severely damage Galactica's hull.
Yes. And in all this, Rosalind she's known that something's up with Hera.
Yeah.
And she passes out when...
We didn't even talk about it. Boomer totally fucking kidnaps Hera in here and stashes her in the Raptor.
Yes. She was in the supply crate because all the pilots have been taken out 6 days worth of rations or whatever on their trip.
Mm-hmm.
And Rosalind, I think when we see the kidnapping take place, when Boomer shows up at daycare and checks her out, Rosalind is shown getting anxious. And then when she jumps away with Hera, Rosalind full on passes out. So there's still some kind of connection, it seems, the opera house and all that.
Yeah, it's not done. Rosalind's got the shakes and she collapses, like you said. It's not. I don't know if you caught, just on the edge of the frame, a guard comes to her aid.
Yes, we do have a guard that's calling for assistance. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So
somehow Tyrell, a big dumb idiot, is shocked that this would happen. That also, not only did she escape, but she took Hera with her. You big dummity dum dum.
Yeah, when he realizes that he's not just implicated in freeing her, but also in kidnapping Hera, he starts running He enters Boomer's mind palace to find it empty. Their virtual child gone. He realizes this was all just a manipulation of him.
Yep. Ellen also says it as they sit in the daycare, I think, her and
Yes.
Saul trying to figure
Yes.
it out. She's like, wow, this whole thing was a setup to get Hera. It wasn't even like, you know, he used me as a chip to get Hera, Cavill.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything about us or the Final Five or anything. He just wants his kid.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's almost
also,
like he has a plan.
Also, Ty is like, how did she know the notes to that freaking song? Which we're all wondering. Thank you, Saul.
Yeah.
But Ellen's come down to like, we need to get Anders help somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And Starbuck has started playing Dad's cassettes to Anders. So maybe helpful.
Maybe helpful.
Maybe. There was one thing that we talked around, but we didn't actually address, which is when Starbuck accuses Slick of plagiarism.
Yes, that was a moment.
So, and that little moment it's completely made up. There is no Mayan. That's not a real composer in our world, but it's clearly a very famous piece in that universe.
Sure.
I did think it was funny that the correct pronunciation of the composer is no Mayan, as in he's like not going to predict the future. He's not a Mayan.
Yeah, this show likes that stuff.
However, did you notice the notes that he just sort of played and then he went on and then they became the improvisation? Did that melody track for you at all?
Didn't clock for me.
Okay. It didn't track for me either until the very end.
Okay.
So if you go back and watch this episode and you look at that it's like a 30-second bit where he just sort of like plays some notes, and then that is actually what expands into the backbone. I mean, like Kara is playing the melody, but then that other thing is what becomes the inner voice of the sonata.
Cool.
Yeah, it's nifty. The music in this show is so good. Bear McCreary is so good. He earned every piece of acclaim he received for all of this work.
Yeah. My Apple Music algorithm keeps suggesting to me more Bear McCreary properties. And I'm like, yes, I don't know anything about whatever this show is or whatever this video game is, but that sounds cool. Thanks.
Yeah, it's great. He's done so much stuff. Outlander.
Rings of Power.
Was he the
God of
first
War,
season of
Ragnarok,
Foundation?
God of War. I think he did the most recent season of Foundation. He might not have been the first, but I think he was the most recent.
Okay.
All kinds of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, he's out there working. But that's the episode. It's time to rate this on a scale of 1 to 12 colonies. Kristin, as our guest, of course, you're going
For
first.
me, this is 13 out of 12. And there's a bunch of things actually that we can't talk about today that are
Oh, man.
become the super secret 13th. I'm not going to say it's the super secret 13th Cylon, but for me, there are things that Xhafer and I have deliberately skipped over today. So we will see you in Spoiler Town, those of you who have access.
This is unfair.
No, it's not. There's stuff in every episode that, Xhafer just says, maybe.
Yeah.
There's been so much. There's been so much.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, okay. I will give my rating, and then can we talk crazy theory for a second?
Of course. Put your
course.
tinfoil hat on, girl.
Okay.
That's what we're here for.
Rating, I like this one a lot, which is kind of weird to me for what are we, 4 episodes away now from the final?
Yeah.
I feel like usually we're getting some kind of dull stuff before we ramp up to the really exciting stuff. But for me, like the world building of the music, super fun. Still asking a lot of questions about Kara, which please, thank you. I have a lot of questions about Kara. I do hate Tyril's business. Like, Tyril,
That's fair.
what are
Yeah.
you freaking doing?
He done fucked up.
I really was hoping there was a chance for some bridge building with Cylons, because we had this discussion last week that I kind of thought like Gaius was going to be some bridge building, and then that didn't seem to happen. And now we've had another shot at like, okay, well maybe we can reconcile our differences a little bit, and nope, that just jumped away in a raptor. So the Tyrell business, I kind of want to fuck that. But the rest of it is super fun, and I really enjoyed all the musical stuff. So I guess I'll still give it an 11.
I want to acknowledge, Kristin, see you, the 13 rating. I know what you're doing right now. We'll talk about it in Spoiler Town.
I actually was going to say, can we do like a spoiler section of this episode where just you and I talk for like the last 5 minutes?
No, because I'm going to listen to it. You can't do it. I'm so sorry.
So after we finish the series, then we will talk for real about all this stuff. So
we can have
go ahead
a
with your
bonus
rating.
chat. Yeah. Xhafer, what's your rating?
While I appreciate the reference you're making, I'm going to go with an 11 out of 12 as well. I do love this episode. This is a high watermark for the season for me. But it's just enough of me being uncomfortable with some of the things that happen where I can't. It's like, this is not an episode I go back and watch because of how uncomfy I was made by it. And that's not always a bad thing. That's art. Art isn't always about being comfortable, but it will impact my rating. So
Fair, yeah.
Okay. Can we go to Crazy Town for a second?
let's go to Crazy Town.
So I have been very I think it's less interesting if Starbuck turns out to be a Cylon. I just really want Starbuck to be a human. I'm starting to wonder though, because the show keeps kind of taking what I think is the less interesting, what I thought was going to be the less interesting path. Ellen actually has turned out to be very interesting, so that's fine. But I'm like, what if the whole Daniel business was like, because I was like, Daniel's it. Daniel's the super secret 13th Cylon. I'm like, well, what if that was really just thrown in there to make me wonder some more? And it is Starbuck, because there was that whole corpse thing. But
I really like to remind you of that this episode too.
Yes. But then to me, that makes me think, well, the origin of the super secret 13th Cylon, then I don't think is the Daniel line or from the Fuck Around 4 or the Final 5, any of them. It kind of seems like perhaps if we have Starbuck being super secret 13th Cylon, she came from the Earth Cylons somehow. Don't know how. Don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe she's someone who had FTL and was able to do some jumps or something where, we were told the Final 5 didn't have that. I don't know. I guess if I'm having to start, we've only got 3 episodes left. If I'm having to start accepting Starbuck as Cylon, I just think it's got to be something more than she was created by the 5. But I don't know. And she seems, the other 7, the significant 7, they all seem broken in a very one very consistent way. And there are some things Starbuck consistently struggles with, but she seems a little more like the Fuck Around 4 or the Final 5 to me than the 7, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's my theory. If Starbuck is Cylon, not created by the 5.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe you'll get some answers next week. We've got season 4, episode 18, Islanded in a Stream of Stars. The rebel Cylons and colonists react to Hera's kidnapping, while the physical condition of the Galactica continues to deteriorate.
Uh-oh.
We'll be joined by Bob Shit.
Yay. Yay. It'll be good to see Bob again.
Yeah. Yeah, looking forward to that. And, looking forward to next week. Well, we're good to talk about this episode. But before then, Kristin, do you have anything you want to plug? You got anything you want to throw out there?
Yeah. What are you doing?
Well, besides being about to start another academic year, which I'm looking forward to, I will be making a professional opera debut in this country next spring. So any of you who are going to be near Tulsa, Oklahoma, come see Cozy Fan Tutte that I'm conducting in May. I don't know, maybe Xhafer, you need a road trip, and you guys will be into whatever your next project is, and we can do like a live looking at each other during episode.
I have discussed with Beth. I think you've sent me the dates, the actual dates. That we need to get something finalized on the calendar, but I would love to make it out to Tulsa to attend.
Yeah. Be so cool.
It would be real cool. All right. Well, with all that, thanks for joining us. Always great to have you on, Kristin.
It was an awesome invitation. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, we love it.
And while we're thanking our favorite musicians, we should, of course, thank Jeremy Siegel. Jeremy, thanks so much for doing our theme music. You can find more of Jeremy's work at jeremysiegel42.bandcamp.com.
And another thanks to Angry Duck Time Machine on Instagram for the podcast artwork.
Aaron, I'm so sorry. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Aaron, because my travel schedule also made this timeline like really knucking futz. So thank you so much.
There's a lot of stuff going on. It's fine.
He's got
life.
this.
He's got this. I believe in him.
And thanks to you, the listener, for being with us today. If you have any more burning thoughts about Battlestar Galactica, you gotta get in the Discord now. You have so little time.
Yeah. Realistically, the next couple of episodes we'll probably record before the finale airs. So this is like your last, as you're listening to this is 2 days before this episode airs. This is your last chance probably to interact before we start getting recap stuff and talking about what was in Spoiler Town and what wasn't. So get in there and talk about your spoilies, get in the Discord, have a grand old time.
And I guess if you really need to, you can also send an email because it's probably time for wrap-up emails too. So start thinking about it.
I mean, you're not wrong, but All right. We'll see you next week, Internet.
Bye.
Bye.